Greetings, fellow YouTubers. Lindsay here. So this is another video in the Cincinnati Origins video series, which I think I officially titled The Story of Cincinnati. I have been referring to it as Cincinnati Origins series because there's a lot that goes into this, and sometimes we leave the Cincinnati area. But so as I've been talking a lot about the mounds, these often were circular and they encompassed an area. Now, if you look at an early map of Cincinnati that has will show you where the different mounds were, you'll notice in the middle is a very large circle. That wasn't the base of a mound. That very large circle was actually a little 3 foot high 3 to 5 foot high embankment that kind of encircled an area. And what they did inside that area, I'm not sure. There are several of these. It could have been any number of things, but the one that is most interesting was at the base of Mound Street. When Mound Street went all the way down to 5th and it dead ended, there was a mound there at the corner of Mound and 5th. That's why it's called Mound Street. This mound was some 30 feet high. It was eventually completely demolished in the 1840s. But when they were, I say excavating, but guys, they weren't excavating. They weren't excavating. They were destroying. Well, they destroyed the mound, and there's a lot of interesting stuff about the Cincinnati Tablet. And I had a viewer recently request me to do a video on it, and I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot of information about the Cincinnati Tablet. I have come across it in my research. So what I want to do is do a Google search on it for you guys and just show you what's out there. We're going to go to this first link for the Cincinnati Museum. A good starting point, if I'm going to, when I research stuff like this is kind of my process. I just do a cursory Google search and I just look. Now this is it's an undated article that's on the Cincinnati Museum website, Tyler Swinney, and I looked up that NAGPRA coordinator. Basically, the NAGPRA was it's a 30-year-old law that they passed protecting sites like this, burial sites, from being incorrectly excavated, as was the case. This particular tablet was the first of its kind. They found around 18, 19, 20 of these things in Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia. They are linked to the people that we collectively refer to as the Adena people that were really active culturally in this part of the United States. And I see conflicting dates for these guys. For this particular culture. But anyway, the tablet is estimated, according to this, to be about 2,000 years old, which dates to the Adena culture, and they were somewhere between 1000 BC and a few hundred AD. It's roughly 3 by 5 inches in, kind of roughly. It's about a half an inch thick. It's made from sandstone. And this is probably the most well-known artifact found in the downtown area. They found other artifacts downtown, but this was one that is more well-known because at first they thought it was a fake, but it was eventually found to be real, and they've found several more of these type of little mini tablets around North America in kind of the Northeast where the Adena used to be, and they're all interesting. Now, nobody knows really what it is. I'll go back up to the picture of it. Nobody really knows what it is for certain. And we'll get into that in a minute when we go over to the next website. But I want to talk about, like I said, there was they were basically destroying the mound. And it was just a team of workers. It wasn't like all but most of these tablets were not found by archaeological teams. It's one of the reasons why they passed this law, because without the proper information, archaeologists can't really figure a lot out about it, because nobody with an education in these things handled the dig. I want to go back and look at this Cincinnati Curiosities. Greg Hand is the one that has typed these. A lot of these you can find his articles in other places. They're really good. He has an article about it, and it's really short, but again, it's really good. Nobody really knows what the Cincinnati Tablet actually is. Some people have speculated maybe it has something to do with astronomy. Maybe it has something to do with the calendar. Was it like a mystical talisman? Was it meant for maybe a fabric pattern? But the most popular explanation seems to be it was for stamping tattoos, a tattoo pattern onto someone, and then using a needle to make an ancient tattoo using the stamped pattern. That's actually the most. Look at the back of it. The back of it has these 3 notches in it, and what they're saying is that this would be a great way to sharpen a bone needle. And that if this wasn't used for tattooing, it was probably used for some other type of needlework or leather work or fabric or something having to do with a needle. So that is the most likely explanation given by the research that I have done. So it's now in the hands of the Cincinnati Museum Center. It used to be on display. I haven't been over there in a while. They may have moved that around since they reopened the museum after they remodeled it here a while back. So, but anyway, yeah, so that's a Cincinnati tablet. It's a little 3x5 sandstone tablet, and there was red dye on it, and they figured it was for stamping or maybe stamping patterns. That's really all there is to it. There's probably nothing more mystical to it than that. It was just for pattern stamping. You have any ideas what you think it was used for? Leave a comment down below. So, if you like this video, I've made a playlist. It should be popping up right there. It is some of the best of ErvTV, and if you haven't seen all my videos or you're new to my channel, check those out. You should enjoy those. Some of my more popular videos here on ErvTV. Everybody, thanks for watching. Keep fighting a good fight, and hey, I'll see you in that next video.